don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
So, what I've finally decided, several days now, and I think I finally decided how I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do, since the audio, I don't even remember if I said this because I wasn't really paying attention. The audio didn't record the first few goddamn episodes, or should I even call them that? The first few recordings I made of this game had absolutely no audio in the background because it decided to change my microphone to a different thing that doesn't even exist again. It is apparently, there's just an automatic setting for desktop microphone. There is no desktop microphone, and I can't get any recordings through that thing, but it automatically sets it to that. Here's hoping it didn't do it again. So, yeah. But we're gonna talk about this game. We're gonna talk about a bunch of other games. And we're gonna talk about DEI and this growing garbage-infested shit that is just... Honestly, it's one of those things of corrupt communism. I fucking hate this shit. It's question a corporation and expect quality. You don't deserve anything, you piece of filth. Stop fucking asking. Stop asking questions. Shut the fuck up and accept your garbage. That's what it is in my home country, bro. It's one of those things of corporations can do whatever the fuck they want, and you better not think twice about doing anything, because at the end of the day, they can hand the fucking dictator more money than you can, and that's all that matters, dependent on the dictator. This is a thing, bro, it can be like that, or it can't be. It really depends. Please tell me my fucking controller my joy thing isn't starting to fucking get all iffy. Okay, next thing is finding an actual... finding actual people at this early in the morning. Because Helldivers was the same fucking way. No matter what you do, if it's like fucking early as shit in the goddamn morning, you're not gonna really find a full team. And a lot of multiplayer games nowadays outside of fucking MMOs are becoming, anytime that it's like past 12 o'clock, you probably won't be able to find a full team a little bit longer and hope for one person, but fortunately what that means is I have to stop the recording, close the game, and just fucking start another one. And since I can't even find a game and whatever, I'll just fucking go to Guild Wars. Be 100% clear, I just want to show how long I've been playing this fucking game. How many characters I have. I still have a slot. And I made this character not too long ago and just boosted him up to level 80 because I was like, fuck it, I already did the whole grind of map. That's the thing, man, when you actually grind for that level 80, and then, I think they're called mastery ranks, it's been a while. I kinda am just getting back into Guild Wars again. I've only been playing less than a month since I got back into it. So, is it the mastery ranks? Is that what they're called? I'll check once I'm in, but this is a better game. At the end of the day, this is a better game to talk about DEI than Warhammer. Warhammer is fun as fuck. That's the thing. I'd like to be playing that, but it's easier to talk about the things I want to talk about in a fantasy setting that these people are currently ruining, with bringing in more and more real-life shit and making it more realistic. Because you know what you want in medieval fantasy settings, or just any fantasy setting at all? Real-world politics that keep reminding you of all the real-world problems you have to deal with, and all the stupid bullshit people are causing. That's always what everybody loves about gaming. It's not about escaping. Is that Superman? That's fucking Superman. Like, that's fucking great, dude. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. So, this is a good example of a game. Let's go into... Wait, wrong button. Again, I'm just getting back. I'm slowly remembering the buttons. This is a good game for a great example where you can grind and just play the game and earn or purchase through in-game currency that you didn't buy with real money. I mean, you can, but you don't need to in order to have like 8. How many characters do I have that have their own personalized style and look? Each character has their own individual style and different look. That's like my biggest thing, bro. I have spent so much time personalizing my characters and making them look how I want to. And it's one of those key features that is lost in gaming nowadays, dude. Because most games would rather have you buy them, pay for these things. While it's like, you know, this is free. Anything I've had in the past, any gear I've ever had, at any point, if I want to, I can just switch it up, bro. And let me talk about this. Let me get this clearly out of the way. I'm bi, and I'm black. You know? But I don't want to be reminded of those two things every time I play a fucking video game. Especially the black one. Like, what is it with these goddamn Democrats and constantly reminding you that you got black skin? You got... It's one of those things of like, bro, let's take a look at fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows. A tokenized representation of black people. Fucking hip-hop music in the background whenever he fights. Let's look at Concord. I can't remember what the fuck, I don't even remember the name of anything. I don't remember the name of any of the shitty characters in that garbage. But that one black one that had like the poof balls on the side of her head, they gave her like Jordans and her special ability is running fast. Like, bro, it's one of those things of, do you even know any black people? How many black people do you know that their entire, like, life and personality revolves around running fast, expensive shoes, and hip-hop music? That's just all, that's the only three things, that's it. They have no other likes, dislikes, there's nothing else they do. That's just the oh, and basketball. That's another one, too, basketball. We gotta remember they like basketball. Or we like basketball, apparently, so... I don't like basketball. I mean, I like playing basketball, I don't like watching basketball. But that's the same, I'm the same way with any sports. Football, I'd rather play football than watch football. Baseball, I'd rather play baseball than watch baseball. And I feel like that with video games. Anytime it comes to a sports game, my biggest thing has always been, you know, any day, I would rather just fucking play the sport with some people than a video game. But now that I'm 30, and I can barely get, like, 3 people together to go out for fucking dinner, because people suck ass and just don't want to ever do anything anymore. That's kind of what it's turning into. It used to be a thing of people were busy, and they're working and shit. Now it's a thing of people just don't want to ever fucking do anything, bro. They really don't. They'd rather just fucking sit at home and do nothing, you know? And, you know, I'm kinda... I can't say that I'm fully not responsible for what led me here, but... part of me did kind of close myself away from people for a while and just focus on myself. But at the same time, people were just so shitty, it felt like the best option. That was the key thing. People were so shit and just annoying to deal with at that time. The best option seemed like, you know what? I'd rather have no friends than the friends I do have. You know? And I'd rather just fucking suffer by myself than keep suffering because of other people. That was the key thing. I'd rather suffer by myself because of shit I did to myself than continue suffering because of other people's bullshit. You know? It really becomes a thing of bro. Like, bro. Hanging out or doing anything with you people is just problems. You know? Talking to you is problems. Y'all motherfuckers nowadays are so sensitive. You could never survive a fucking Call of Duty Xbox 360 lobby. You fucking people would probably break your TVs and Xbox while having mental breakdowns and freaking the fuck out, bro. I'm just being brutally honest, because those were the days you'd get called the hard N-word, and you just had to ignore it, bro. I mean, I'll be honest, it was one of them things of Call of Duty back in those days, when they were calling you a hard N, that's when you know you're beating the shit out of them really good, and you want to keep killing this. That's the thing, you know about griefing, right? Well, when they use words like that, that's when you start griefing the shit out of them, because it becomes a thing of how much can I make this person freak the fuck out. I'm just gonna be brutally honest, bro. And you know what that did? That made me a better player at the game. That aspect has been lost from gaming, and now we have a bunch of communists trying to fucking bring their ideology into this shit and ruin every fucking game imaginable. It's one of those things of, you know, all these fucking amazing and good-looking wardrobe things that make me fucking look awesome, and the fact that I can make my character a cutesy little rat thing. You know? It's the only way to explain it. Had this been done by the Concord people or any of these DEI communists, I wouldn't have been... That's the first thing. This is showing way too much skin. Way too much skin. We gotta cover that up. Let's see, what can we use? That's still too much skin. Still too much skin. And that's still too much skin. Still too much skin. Let's see, are ankles showing? Nope, no ankles, okay. Well, still too much skin. Still too much skin. There we go. There we go. Now she can go out in public and be seen by other people. Now she looks appropriate for public. Like, I'm not even trying to make a joke here, bro. This is literally what these communists think. Like, that's the sad part about this at the end of the day. A woman should be fully covered from head to toe. You shouldn't even be able to see her eyes. So, in other words, what is it? Allah? I don't know about that religion that much, but it's like some Middle Eastern shit. But this is what these communists are fucking pushing for. Number one. Number two, my character is way too attractive. I mean, I wouldn't even call this super attractive, but for communist game standards and DEI, this face is too good. We need to dumb it down a little bit. Fuck it up as much as possible. So, what we could do is go on over to the little old, not character slot expansion, but we would need the, character. There we go. And somewhere around here is the redo your character's looks and everything. If I had one, I'd be able to actually make my character look ugly and shit, so I could just show you what I'm talking about. But it's one of those things of, you know, when I play fantasy games as a black person, I don't play fantasy games to be reminded I'm black. What's up with my leg, dude? What is up with my legs? Like, what happened there, man? It looks like all of my skin is, like, weirdo. Is that... Whoa, what the hell's going on to my skin, bro? I look like a fucking creature. Like the mummy with tattoos. That's weird. Is that a glitch? I've never noticed that before. Yeah, no, that's a glitch. That shouldn't be happening, huh? Okay. Well, that's happening. Either way, when I play fantasy games as a black person, I don't play them to be reminded, I'm black. I'm black. Hip-hop music, basketball, and Jordans. I'm black. I don't play games for that, dude. Like, what kind of racist do you have to be to fucking think that that's what people of color want from video games? They want to be reminded of their skin tone 24/7, and that they aren't the same as everyone else.
and goes easily
Like,
excited.
goddamn, you must be a
Behold,
KKK
the lion's
member to think
arch-founders.
that's okay. Like,
Incidentally,
I said this
this
years
is
ago,
also
bro, and I
where
guarantee
80% of
YouTube is
all
gonna have a
total
massive
injuries
problem with me
occur.
saying this.
Please watch
The
your step.
KKK and the Klan and all that,
No?
the true white supremacists in this world, will disguise themselves as the saviors and people trying to help people of color, blacks, Latinos, while screwing them over the hardest they've ever been screwed over. Because it's the perfect way to get those same groups of people to believe that they're on their side and to vote for them. And what are we having happen right now? What are we having happen, bro? Literal fucking people who just like people who think this is the best way to explain it. Let's talk about D&D and what they're doing with that game. People who think, "Oh, orcs, a fantasy race made in medieval fantasy. They look ugly and are pretty low intelligence. They must be black people." What kind of fucking racist are you to immediately think that, dude? Like, as a black person, I never once in my life thought of an orc as a black person. I've never made those comparisons. I've always thought of them as a fantasy race that's never existed. But oh no, that's a thing. My fucking non-communist smooth brain here, thinking like a non-racist KKK member, can't do that anymore. Gotta fucking, it's a thing. By their standards, you know, even though my whole thing is, when I play fantasy games, I like to play as a fantasy creature that looks nothing like a goddamn human. You know, a little rat thing, smaller than everybody else. I'm just saying, I'm not playing, first of all, female character, it's not even a dude. It looks nothing like me. This doesn't represent, the only thing similar to this and me are tattoos. That's it. Other than that, there is no similarities, and this was added to the game, I think, recently. You know? I saw this and was like, hell yeah, I want it. But it's one of those things of, you know, I don't look at, like, fucking orcs and shit and immediately think, ugly, low intelligence, those are blacks. We need to do something to make them look more like black people so they feel more represented. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, that's how I know that these decisions are being made by white people. That's like the key thing that's pissing me off as a black person. But their whole thing is, you know, as a black, this is another thing that pisses me off with these fucking communists. They think just because you're black, you should automatically think the same way they do. Like a communist. It doesn't like, bro. And this is my key thing. The actual racists in our society are the ones calling everyone else racist while doing the most racist shit that originally came from the KKK. But it's obvious. It is blatantly obvious by the amount of people who keep calling everything Nazis, and the fact that every time I ask people lately about World War II and the Nazis, they seem to think the Nazis went after the Canadians or the Cubans. Yeah. I'm just gonna let that sink in for a second, and it's a thing of, okay, so you're calling people a Nazi while at the same time having absolutely no understanding of what the hell the Nazis did. I just want to get that clear, right? That's what's happening here? Is that the same thing what's happening with the whole calling people racist? You're doing the racist shit, but you don't understand that you're a racist, so you just call everyone else a racist? Or is it this one? Because I believe this is what's truly happening, because this is how communism works. They know exactly what they're doing. They know that they're being racist. They know that they're being sexist. They know that they're acting like the KKK. They know all of this shit. They know that they're being communists. But at the same time, if they admit these things, they can't continue to trick people into thinking they're not. That's how communists work. That is communism 101. That's nothing new with communism. But I want people to wake up to these aspects, realize these things, notice what's going on, and the fact that they decided to go after a market that literally just went mainstream kind of brought it to mainstream attention. And I'm happy as fuck they finally found a way to piss so many people off, including the people that fucking eat their bullshit and don't think twice about it and defend it. It's finally getting to a point where even those people can't fucking do it anymore. They'll defend it on Twitter, but they won't spend a single penny on the damn thing. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day. Concord had more people on Twitter defending the piece of shit it was than it had its entire player base. Like, people need to wake up to these facts and realize that this is what's happening. These communists who would rather show up more on the internet than in actual things that they support. If they didn't have the internet, they wouldn't be anywhere near as vocal as they are. We wouldn't even hear about this shit the majority of the time, you know? And it's becoming a thing of just like any other third world country. They're censoring and controlling the internet so that only their side of the story and message gets across. Anything else that isn't their side of the story or message is hate speech, racism, sexism, bigoted, hateful speech that needs to be censored and removed from the internet entirely. YouTube shouldn't allow people who don't think like them to be on their platform. In other words, communism. And that's the funniest part, because 4 years ago when I said that that's exactly what these people are doing, this is communism, I was called a conspiracy theorist and a right-wing nut job. I want people to know that at that time I was a Democrat, and I didn't like Trump at all. You know? I really... Actually, wait a minute. No, 4 years ago I did. It was towards the end of his whole thing that I started to like him, because it became a thing of... I was questioning everything they were saying about him. It was becoming a thing of there's so much shit, and all they ever do is talk bad shit. Let me actually look into this person and see what the fuck they're talking about. And it turns out a majority of the shit they say are lies. And then I started asking, okay, what else are they lying to me about? And it's just one of those things of the amount of lies and bullshit has gotten me to a point of I'm tired of it. I'm fucking sick and tired of it, dude. I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of fucking communists yelling at me that I'm the problem when it's very blatantly obvious your communism is. Because there's more people who are fucking upset and tired of this shit than there are supporting it. Let's be fucking real. If you guys had this giant fucking movement that you say you have, why is no one showing up for these movies? Like Star Wars, or the TV shows like Star Wars. Why is nobody showing up for the video games? Like Concord. And fucking, I mean, there's a list of them at this point, but I don't feel like saying all of them. Why is nobody showing up for the comic books? Why is it every time you start jamming your communist ideology into things, they lose millions of dollars? But as communists always do, they're trying to lie their way out of these situations. And just bullshit and lie and lie and lie. And it's one of those things of, you know, the shit pile they've created has gotten so big it can be smelled on the other side of the fucking world. You're only tricking a very small portion of society, a very dumb one at that. And that's the key thing here. When your main supporters are some of the stupidest people of society, the most easily tricked and convinced to be on the side of something, your movement is pretty fucking weak, dude. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. It's very easy to trick these people into thinking a specific way. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I do that at times on the internet, where I'll say things just to get people to think something a specific way. You know, even if it means I have to look bad. I'll say things just in order to get reactions from people. Like the fucking hard F files, that folder. Again, I'm bisexual, I have nothing against gay people, but I only did that because I wanted a reaction from Democrats. It's one of those things of, bro, I am so sick and tired of you fuckers. I will fight you on everything. And at the same time, I'm finally at that point where it's a thing of, oh, yes, we should be hateful and mean and treat you like shit and gatekeep our things from you. Because you pieces of shit try to fucking kill us and send death threats if we just don't agree with you. You people attack people in the streets and beat them down in large groups and burn down cities because people don't agree with you. And then they want to scream, oh, January 6th, January 5th. You mean the event where people just gathered and peacefully walked into a I mean, there were some of them that fucking pushed the barricades, but isn't it, like, blatantly obvious that those people were more than likely working for the government? I said, and that was my main thing when I heard about January 6th, bro. I said, don't go to that. It's a government setup to make everyone look bad so the communists can say, look, you see, the people are the problem, not us. You need communism in order to be safe. And what are they doing? What are they doing? Exactly that. Because that's Communism 101. They said it was going to be different, but the prices of everything is 60% higher. Food is becoming unaffordable. I literally have to think about the fact of, do I want to spend $70 on a new controller? Or do I want to be able to afford food later? You know? And this is probably the first time in my life I've ever had to think like this. You know, I'm looking at foods that I used to eat as a kid, normally, and the price tags that some of them have now. And I'm just thinking, oh man, I'm never eating that again. Like, I'm hearing a brisket can cost $90 fucking dollars, dude. Oh, I'm never eating brisket again at that price. That's for damn true. That's one of those things of like, god damn, they were expensive before, but they weren't 90 if I'm correct. Like, god damn, dude. But it's one of those things of like fast food. I refuse to buy fast food because it's just too expensive, dude. I used to enjoy... Originally, I stopped fast food because I was dieting and exercising. And that was before the prices got crazy. Now that it's a thing of I've lost the weight, gained the muscle I want, I'm still just building up more muscle and working on that. I don't want to buy fast... It's a thing, I could buy fast food now, because I have days where I can literally do cheat days. It's a thing of if I do gain any weight, I mean, I'm keeping myself at 130. You know, I'm maintaining a specific weight. If I do gain weight, I want it to be muscle. If I gain fat, I will burn it off within the next few days. Because I work out so much. It's one of those things where I finally got... It takes a while to get there. It took me a year and a half to get to that point. But I'm finally at a point where if I fucking decide, I don't have to diet every day. You know, for like a year and a half, all I ate was rice and steak and rice and chicken. With some vegetables and fruits now and then, and peanuts. That was it, you know? Now it's a thing of I'm starting to add more foods. I'll get hamburgers and french fries sometimes, you know, weekends, every week, Saturday. Every Saturday is my spicy food day, where I get the hottest goddamn spicy food I can find. Mostly times ghost peppers, and I eat it, because it was one of those things of I tried out some ghost pepper ramen a few months back, and it didn't kill me, you know? It was one of those things of I've always enjoyed spicy foods. Ghost peppers, especially, like anything that reaches ghost pepper level, I will sweat my ass off. My tongue literally hurts by the time I'm done eating it. Like, I have pain in my tongue for several hours by the time I'm done eating it. You know, I'm just profusely sweating. But I can eat the entire dish without a single sip of water. I'll do it sometime on video just to prove it, because I know no one's gonna believe me. I did it on video, but I said some stupid shit. That's a thing. I said something really stupid, and I didn't want to post the damn thing. That's what it became, and I did it at a part where I was still eating the food, so if I clipped it away at all, it would have made it seem like maybe I took a drink of something, so I didn't want to post that. And that's the thing, I haven't been able to find ghost pepper ramen outside of online lately. I can't remember the store I bought it from. I was out somewhere, And I went to a store I don't usually go to, and they had it there. And because of that, I can't remember what the fuck the store was to find it again. So I've just been looking, like, online to find it. But I'm not, like... That's the thing, I'm not, like, the most compelled person that buying food online is safe. You know, outside of, like, candies, maybe.
Behold,
and even then, I'm still iffy about eating online foods, bro.
This is
But
also where 80% of all tour
just being brutally honest on the fact.
Please watch your
You know, this whole
Shall we?
fucking
Any
DEI
questions? No? All right then.
communist shit. This is the thing, I gotta be brutally honest about everything that's going on here at this point, man. And where it's at this point and how it's playing out is just beyond a point of fucky. It's fucked. It's fucked, bro. It's literally a thing of these motherfuckers want to turn us into China. That's the type of communism they want. Just so they can do absolutely anything they want to whoever they want to and make them disappear forever if they question it. You know? Like, bro, we're about to go to World War III with Russia and China. You want me to be fucking drafted for a war against Russia while you're currently trying to assassinate and jail Donald Trump? Huh. Wasn't our biggest problem with Russia the fact that Putin keeps jailing and assassinating anyone who runs against him in an election? Oh yeah, that was like the biggest problem we had with yeah, huh. Well, you know, that's the thing, for me, an average citizen who has absolutely no ties with that country or anything, and they don't affect me at all because they're on the other side of the world. That's been the one thing that I've been reminded my entire life that they're bad for doing, and now we're doing it too. So I really have to question, where is my, what's the word I want to use, bro? Where's my fucking, I guess, morale. I'll say morale, because I have zero morale for wanting to fight Russia. China, yeah. I'm fucking sick and tired of China. But Russia, I don't give a fuck about Ukraine. That's not my home country or my fucking problem. I'm more worried about if I'll have enough money for food in a year or two right now, bro. If I'm just being brutally honest. That's what worries me. You know, the fact that things keep getting more and more and more and more expensive. The dollar becomes more and more and more worthless, and it's starting to look more and more like Venezuela every day. But nobody really wants to talk about that. These communists told us, oh, don't worry, inflation is transitory. Now they're telling us, well, don't expect inflation to go away until 2025. Just like how Kamala Harris originally was all pro-open borders and everything. And then she all of a sudden was saying, no, we need to close the borders and make the wall. Again, communists will lie and tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear just to get you on their side. But at the end of the fucking day, once they have all the power, they will be the same people who mercilessly kill you for disagreeing with them. And it's those useful idiots of society that sacrifice everyone in order to sacrifice themselves. I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully, it's still too early for Warhammer. Well, I guess I'll find something else to do. Maybe I'll fucking run some missions in this. I just wanted to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, she's
and this is the 8th video I've done now because I don't feel like I've been able to talk about this the way I've wanted to. I don't feel like I actually got the message across the way I wanted it to. I don't feel like I said the right things I wanted to, you know? And I want to make it crystal clear that I'm done with this shit. I'm done with these people, and I'm done self-censoring myself and not saying things on purpose to piss these people off. Like, hold on, there's a meme for it. There's a meme that's coming out right now that I've been seeing on Facebook. That's exactly what how I feel about this whole thing. Damn, I kind of don't care who perceives me as a bad person anymore. I know who I am, and I'm gonna do what I want and feel is right. You know? It's one of those things, bro. I kind of don't give a shit about who sees me as a racist, or a bigot, or a sexist, or any of those goddamn things. To be 100% honest, becoming a cold-hearted asshole, because, and I'm just gonna be 100 with you, it's the Democrats and their bullshit that has done this to me. Being treated shitty for 4 fucking years that has done this to me. And being a cold-hearted asshole who only cares about myself and the few people who are actually nice to me has been the best decision I've ever made in my fucking life. Cutting out all these cancerous shittards that just drag me down in life and make everything more miserable was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Because I'm now doing so many things for myself to make myself happy that I've wanted to do most of my goddamn life and never fucking did because I was so focused on other people. Now, I think that should be a good thing to leave it off at, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there who don't think about that, and I didn't until I was 25, you know? It's been a fun 5 years. Let's put it like that. Because it's been a fun 5 goddamn years of dealing with the shit that's been going on, man. But in those 5 years, I've probably made the most growth I've ever made in my entire life. Here's hoping that you can get away from the communists and find a way to make your life better. That's all I'm trying to do. All I was trying to do this is my biggest thing, bro. And I'll leave it off. I keep saying that, but I'm going to leave it off at this. The biggest reason I didn't want them to start this communist shit is because of the amount of human lives it's costing. And you can go ahead and look into how many people have died since the Biden administration has gotten into office. How many and how America has become the #1 child sex trafficking country in the world. Human trafficking and child sex trafficking. It's one of those things. I just wanted to prevent that. The terrorism, the gangs, the crime, the murders, the rapes, all of it. I just didn't want that to happen. And because of that, I was called a racist, a bigot, and a conspiracy theorist. And blasted, made fun of, lost tons of friends and shit. And pretty much had to restart my entire life in a way that is better than it used to be. I mean, I'm honestly happy that they did that to me, because my life was miserable before, and now I love my fucking life now, dude. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever said that, ever, outside of having freeways and DJing for clubs during high school. And to be honest, I don't really look at those as high times. I mean, it was fun, don't get me wrong, it was great, but it was a very dark time in my life, and I was addicted to a lot of drugs, you know? Not a lot, just a few. But I was addicted to a few in general. That was the problem, so I'm happy that that's no longer who I am. I'm happy I'm no longer who I was 5 years ago. And I'm happy that these goddamn communists made me realize who I truly am and what I need to fight for.